In the last section, we saw that we could create a generator that would yield multiple values. And when we yielded multiple values, we could then create a for of loop that would iterate through every yielded value. So in this section, we're going to expand on this example a little bit and look at something a little bit more practical. So I'm going to delete all the code that I've got right now. And I'm going to instead, I want to create, going to kind of sidestep here, our like subject matter just a little bit. And I'm going to create an object that represents an engineering team. Okay, that's our goal here. So I'm going to create an object called engineering team. And it's going to read, again, it's going to represent an engineering team. So my engineering team, and I'm talking specifically about like a team of people who are writing software. And so some of the properties that this team might have is it might say, here's the size of the team, so like the number of people working on it. Maybe it's got a department. And then maybe we've got like a lead engineer of Jill, a manager of Alex, and a like rank and file engineer of Dave. Okay. So I want to use generators here to figure out how to iterate through this object. Notice that I cannot just say like, basically kind of figure out all the different keys on here and just arbitrarily iterate through it. And the reason I can't do that is because I only want to iterate through the employees. I don't want to iterate through the size and the department keys on here as well. So I just want to have the ability to iterate through all the different employees on side of my engineering team. And so we can make a multi-step generator to handle this. Let's see what it would look like. So we can write our function, and maybe I'll call it team iterator. It will take an argument of a team, and that would be like this object right here. And then once inside, I'll yield team.lead, team.manager, and team.engineer. Now if I want to iterate through my entire engineering team and just be able to touch on like the actual employees themselves and not have to worry about accidentally iterating over like the size property or the department property, I could do something like const names, let's create an array ahead of time, and then for let name of team iterator, I'm going to pass in my engineering team. And then once I'm inside of here, we can do names.push name, and then we'll print out the list of names. And I get just Jill, Alex, and I made a typo here. This should have not been engineering. It should have just been engineer of Dave. And so we get Jill, Alex, and Dave as our output over here. So this would be a fantastic use case of a generator combined with the for of loop. I've got some custom object right here where I want to iterate over just very particular properties. I want to just very particular properties of the object do I want to iterate over, just the actual employees. And so I can create a generator where I yield first the team's lead, the manager, and then the engineer. And notice that as I've written this function right here, I could reuse it many times over. So I passed in the engineering team, but if I also had like another team of sorts, like the secondary engineering team, I could have passed that into my for of loop right here as well. So my iterator is right now at least somewhat reusable. So let's expand on this example a little bit more inside the next section.